Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from Indian Oil. It's my pleasure to be here at this prestigious HR crystal ball of CII Northern Region, operating under chairmanship of Mr. Abhimanyu Manjal. During my preliminary discussions with CII, I have been asked a question that what is the practical and effective way in which culture can enable performance? What I personally feel and advocate is that everyone should discover opportunity in adversity during such trying times as COVID had created. I am happy to share that at Indian Oil, we created an all-encompassing culture with focus on business results as well as employee well-being. And in doing so, we focused on 4 key areas. Firstly, we maintained an unwavering people focus. We kept an eye on the health, on safety and well-being of employees, contract workers, channel partners and stakeholders. Secondly, we acknowledged the importance of adaptability. We adapted to the new and transformed business processes on account of social distancing and other aspects. Thirdly, we left no stone unturned to prioritize seamless communications, and that is very, very important, I must say. We maintained communication linkages during the non-availability of physical communication channels. And finally, we stayed firmly committed to the national priority of energy continuity. We ensured nationwide supplies of essential products and assisted the government and the administration in various corona containment measures. So here I would like to quote some examples wherein we can provide a choice to our employees and still preserve a focused way of working. Management wisdom lies in keeping the employee happy and at the same time maintaining focus on work. Let me share a few illustrations just to highlight my point. Within our organization, several multifunctional interdivisional teams were formed with twin motives: keeping the business operations running during the lockdown and also encouraging problem-solving mindsets. Let me tell you, in our company, we have many divisions. So these divisions also operate in their own areas. So we just got these interdivisional teams so that they interact among themselves and this coordination is taken place. Also, for the first time, our people from refineries were deployed for marketing operations to meet the surge of LPG demand. See, as I keep on telling everywhere during this period, everybody stayed at home when the lockdown started and the LPG demand shot up like anything. So, there were days when we had to supply almost 30 lakh cylinders in a day. So that was huge number. So what does that mean? That means we have to produce more of LPG. And this has to be handled at each level. Not only refineries will be producing or we will be importing LPG to meet this demand. This has to be handled at our LPG bottling plant. So they all worked around the clock. They worked beyond the normal working hours. So what we did from refineries, the officers having some experience in handling LPG and willing for such deployment, they were chosen and posted. Now coming to as far as employee health and well-being is concerned, we provided a choice to the employees whether they want to physically visit a doctor or use a telemedicine app. In fact, I am so happy that we could develop an in-house app, and that too very soon. So such app has been developed not only for our employees, ex-employees, their family members for medical consultation during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. To tell you very frankly, this app was developed within 48 hours. We decided that it should be made available to the people who would choose this particular medium. The app contains details of our 32 company doctors. 210 doctors were associated at different locations across India to provide teleconsultation services. Doctors, as per their availability, as per their specialization, can be accessed for medical consultation as per the medical exigency and as per the requirement. So, it was one option which was available not only to our employees, but their families and everybody. It was available. One more. In a major digital breakthrough, Swadhyay, or we are calling it Swadhyay, it is self-learning mode, electronic mode. An e-learning initiative was launched in 2019 to provide options of new learning avenues to employees. It was launched on 1st September 2019, which was Indian Oil Day. But we never expected that during this period, this will be so handy. With regular communication, with motivations, with innovative adoption measures, the platform kept our employees gainfully engaged during the lockdown and even during the later stressful situations. I think people were feeling stressed out, and that point of time, Swadhyay, with all the modules that we had, worked as a booster for energy. Our employees who had earlier, when we started, I told you that we started on 1st September 2019, and by the time it was 24th of March when the lockdown was imposed, we had only 12,000 e-modules which had been completed. Now, we have reached more than 10 lakh modules. And I must call it has triggered a learning revolution despite the pandemic. And this has now become a habit, and it is going to continue forever. We had nearly 1,000 modules. Now again, we are going to the second level to increase more modules because people have shown their appetite for this. Let me also share that several policies were revisited, were rewritten to accommodate provisions related to COVID, whether it pertains to employee claims or employee welfare or employee declarations. I think you would be intrigued to know that a COVID dashboard has been made for real-time monitoring of COVID-19 details and vaccination coverage. Again, it is not only for Indian Oil employees or retired employees, it's also for all our stakeholders, be it a delivery boy and his family, be it a customer attendant, his family, everybody has been covered in that dashboard. And at a click of a button in the morning, I know what is the position, where people are, who is admitted to hospital, what sort of condition of medical conditions they are in. Everything is available. So, this was developed in-house, and this has become very handy to control the entire system. The talent acquisition team of Indian Oil, it did a commendable job in designing a recruitment microsite facilitating candidates in online filing of biodata, declaration form and travel reimbursement forms to ensure the candidate's mandatory data is captured online and retained in the system so that it can be easily retrieved at all stages of the recruitment process. Additionally, online document verification was also introduced, resulting in an expeditious document verification process. See, normally while recruitment is going on, this documentation as well as document verification, it used to take a longer time, very long process, and it had to be done physically. And during this pandemic, it was not possible to have it physically. So, this process really helped us to maintain the integrity as well as to do in a way which is more accepted by everyone, both by the recruiter as well as the recruited. So, in fact, I must tell you, Indian Oil also conducted personal interviews and group discussions, group tasks for the campus recruitment over digital platform. The interviews were conducted, making the recruitment process more efficient, cost effective and time saving. And I am sure, I think this process eradicated the hassles of traveling long distances and offered an excellent solution to candidates and recruiters to schedule and conduct interview sessions online. Another aspect which is normally taken in our performance management system is leadership center. So, this is a yearly exercise which is undertaken by the corporation for evaluating officer on their leadership competency framework. Due to the COVID pandemic, a COVID compliant LC model was also introduced in 2021. This new model consists of a complete online assessment module, eliminating any interstate travel. This COVID compliant LC is conducted in a decentralized manner across 30 locations all across corporation. So you can see now, the challenges of COVID only sharpened our focus to improvise towards sustained excellence. As you know, there has always been a debate over what jobs are most difficult to do and collaborate in hybrid working. I think the whole world is talking about work from home and hybrid working. How do you really do it? I would also like to elaborate on this in a virtual environment that a COVID-19 created, one may tend to lose sight of human sentiments. Work attains supremacy, but not at the cost of human well-being. In fact, I keep on telling every time that human touch is definitely more important than anything else, and that should be there. And we come from a process industry, and so that's why you would, everybody would say that there are difficulties in handling jobs in a hybrid manner. But again, nothing is impossible. We operated all refineries, as I was telling. Our demands of LPG had gone up, demands of MS and HSD petrol and diesel had gone down. So we had to have a balance. We had to operate our refineries in a way. We had to operate our locations in a way. The organization had to remain agile and had to remain adaptable. This was also extremely important. So further, in these situations of hybrid working, where employees may tend to feel lonely, empathy takes the forefront. In our case, when our COVID warriors, I call them frontline COVID warriors, like our delivery boys, customer attendants who meet you often. When you get an LPG delivered at your home, it's the delivery boy who goes and delivers it to you. Or a customer attendant, he fills up your car, they are out in the field. We displayed empathy in our actions, be it in provisions of insurance or ex gratia or distribution of PPEs, or facilitation through travel, food, shelter or support for their families. Similarly, for our employees at home, suppose people who got stuck, we ensured active engagement through means such as creative thinking, as I have already spoken about, e-learning and remote access. Here I would also like to say another thing. Not only that, in fact, I take wholesome pride in this by telling all of you that our people, our HR officers contacted the retired employees who were stuck at home, and their ages could vary between 60 newly retired to nearly 99, 100 and 101. There was one of the employees, retired employees who was 101. They contacted each of the retired employees and asked for their well-being, if they require any support during this period. And not once, at least we conducted this exercise 4 times during this period, so that nobody is left behind. And this is something definitely gave that feeling that we are connected and we care for people, and it forms a part of our core values that as well, that care, innovation and passion and trust. And the care was in full display. Empathy was in full display. I know, when we again talk of hybrid working, production and hardware related jobs are definitely challenging. We cannot handle refineries with all the people at home. But technology can definitely play a role in revisiting the processes, and we can ensure seamless operation. There can be a combination of operations. We know about AR, VR imaging. We know about remote access and controls. Several processes can be controlled, of course. At the same time, the bigger issue is the psychological strength of the workforce. So again, while technology is more critical in hardware operations, in software industry, emotional well-being attains precedence during hybrid working, since most of the employees are operating from home. So we have to really play a role bringing this together at every point of time. We can't just leave any group to their own ways or own means. Finally, let me share that I am sure that with some of these experiences and some more insights being shared during HR Crystal Ball 2021, the participants stand to make an impact all over. I am sure that this will help them to consolidate, to think how to go about in future as well. These are just some examples from my organization, and there will be examples galore from many other organizations. In fact, some of the organizations I have seen have started compiling so that it can be utilized by others. I am sure Crystal Ball also will be having such compilation at the end of the day so that everybody, whoever is attending this, can benefit from this. Friends, before I end, let me tell you that this pandemic is not yet over. We got to be careful. We got to remain on guard. We have to adhere to the COVID protocols at each point of time. And then only we can really beat this pandemic, and we can come out of it, and we can survive, and we can always say that we also faced it and we are much better here because we learnt a lot of things which we will be using in future. My best wishes to one and all, and have a nice time. Festivities are around. Please enjoy, but please be careful. Take care of yourself so that you can take care of others around you. Thank you very much. Thank you.